Alright. Let's do this. Resume game. Where were we even? It's been so long. We're at chapter 7 or day 7. Eyes of Death Perception 2. That is a very unfortunate pun for people with lisps. Depth and death. Daffy Duck would hate Tsukihime. Mystic Eyes of Depth Perception. Sorry. Okay. Back then, the whole mansion was like a giant playground. The garden, a deep forest. The house, a tall castle. We played in our own little world, which would take days to explore. Every day was fun. No one thought about ever growing up, and we believed that days and nights would always be the same. It was just a childhood spent playing like puppies. We got along wonderfully, and were the best of playmates. Whenever I turned back, Akiha would be there, waving her hands and hiding shyly. Yes, always the same. At that time, the mansion was a giant playground. The garden, a deep forest. The house, a tall castle. We played in our own little world, which would take days to explore. I slowly awaken and open my eyes. The morning light wraps around me, and my sleepiness starts to lift. As the last vestiges clear, I sense that I had a very nostalgic dream. As soon as I open my eyes, I start to see those terrible things jump into my vision. My head stabs with pain. I scramble for the glasses by my pillow and put them on. I take in some air. After taking a few deep breaths, I manage to calm down. Why did I... so early? See those lines so clearly this early in the morning. It's difficult to see the lines of death in buildings. It's usually hard to see them, and seeing them so clearly, like I just did now, is rare. What's more, I even saw those points. I think my headache is also getting worse, too. Sensei said these eyes would attract things that weren't good. I think Arcueid and these vampires are certainly not good. So, maybe it's all affecting my eyes and making them stronger. Can't be. I'm probably just tired. Huh? Come to think of it, Hisui isn't here. It's already past 7. Normally she would have already come in and woke me up. Maybe Hisui slept in. But I see my freshly prepared uniform on my desk. What's this? Maybe she had some other duties. I'm a little curious, but I guess it doesn't concern me. Alright, thank you for coming in, Tom Stoms. I don't have time this morning, so I should just hurry up, change, and go to the sitting room. Ugh. As I go from the lobby towards the sitting room, I realize I forgot something terribly important. I open the door and stand there without taking a single step forward. Akiha is in the sitting room. Kohaku-san is nearby, and the two of them are drinking tea silently. Normally she would say, "Good morning, Ni-san," no matter how angry she might be. But she doesn't even look at me this morning. It goes without saying. Arcueid's coming here last night has some very lasting repercussions. Akiha's irritation is permeating the air. You could practically cut the tension with a knife. You could also probably literally cut the tension with a knife. Fucking stupid superpowers. Good morning, Shiki-san. Well, it seems like she's remained unaffected, at least. Yeah. Good morning, Kohaku-san. Raising a hand to Kohaku-san, I enter the sitting room. Akiha glares at me as I shuffle into the sitting room. I'm not going to succumb to this silent pressure. I should smooth things over with a cheerful greeting. I won't do something stupid, so I'll just greet her normally. Oh no, all I can do now is apologize. Well... all I can do now is apologize. I move this up just a little bit. Akiha is the kind of... she's sort of like a proto-Rin, where she's very serious and regal and intelligent and sharp-witted. So she's probably not the kind of person... if I just greet her normally, that might piss her off, actually. Like, you're just gonna pretend like nothing happened. Kind of the same thing with the cheerful greeting, although that might take her off guard. But I feel like the most natural thing to do is just be like, listen, I'm sorry. So that's what I'm gonna do. No matter what, I can't talk myself out of what happened last night. The only method I have left is to apologize before Akiha can do anything. Akiha, about last night, that... Nissan, can I warn you about something? And then, before I can apologize, Akiha speaks these words in a frightening voice. You are the eldest son of the Tohno family, so it is better if you do not apologize for wayward actions. Apologizing is admitting you did something wrong. In that situation, the eldest son has to receive a proper punishment, yes? Akiha, well... Nissan, I don't want to have to do that to you. So, Nissan, I'm waiting for a wonderful excuse. I was wrong. Holy shit. A devil. I see a devil. Akiha, before that, I'd like to eat some breakfast in the dining room. Is that okay? I retreat to the dining room. Nissan. Her voice stops me dead in my tracks. Uh-oh. Whatever happens, it seems like she won't let me get away. I have something to discuss with you before breakfast. Please, sit there on the sofa. Got it. Please keep it as short as possible. I plop down on the sofa across from her. Kohaku-san brings me a teacup. Her smile seems to say, hang in there, okay? And I'm able to gather up at least a little courage. I drink a mouthful of tea and meet her gaze. So, what did you want to talk about, Akiha? That woman last night. Just what is she to you? Ugh. That was close. Aki is normally so roundabout, but this time she asks straight on. I'm taken so much by surprise, I almost sprayed tea everywhere. Nissan, did you hear me? Yeah, I hear you. Loud and clear. Then please answer. That woman from last night, just what is she to you, Nissan? That is a troubling question. She's a friend. A person I agreed to help. A friend so important, you had to leave in the middle of the night. I don't intend to have to approve of all the relationships you have, but you're in school now, correct? the eldest son of the Tohno family, going to places with some strange woman in the middle of the night. Please stop doing such shameless things. As she speaks, her cheeks flush and she looks away. I see. Akiha thinks my relationship with Arcueid is like that. Wait, Akiha! There's really nothing between us. I'm just helping her find something. After that, we won't even see each other again. Oh, really? You certainly seem very close. That must be my imagination, right, Nissan? Her gaze is cold. If I lie with something like, that's not it, things will be much easier. But more than the fact that I don't want to lie to Akiha, I really don't want to say that we aren't close. That may not be your imagination. Maybe. Right. You were panicking like I've never seen you before. You were never serious about anything, and now you were never serious about anything, and now you show all this emotion. Just what's gotten into you? That's not it. I was just totally caught off guard that she'd actually come here. That woman calmly waited for you the whole time, Nissan. She casts a sideways glare at me. She really seems convinced that Arcueid and I are dating. Look, Akiha, you're getting it completely wrong. In the first place, we first met by me killing her. But I swallow the rest of those words. It'll be too stupid to tell the truth. But I can't even think of a good excuse, and I can only stammer. If you cannot answer, then let's change the question. You've been calling that woman her this whole time. What is her name? Arcueid. I see. So you did not meet her at school. There are no foreign exchange students at your high school. Like Akiha says, there's no one from overseas at my school. It's right. But why does she know that? So, Nissan, just where in the world did you meet a person like that? In the city. Just a coincidence. Oh, a coincidence. Then Arcueid must have talked to you. No, I was the one who talked to her. Well, not quite talked, but but I was the one that initiated our contact. Why did you talk to her? I thought Arcueid-san was nothing to you. Or did you only intend it like that from the beginning? Her questions are right on the mark. Step by step, she draws closer to my secret. Like a snake staring at a frog, she ignores all my excuses and is trying to drive me into a corner. I can only now use force to end this conversation. That's enough! I said she's nothing to me. Besides, whatever I do doesn't concern you. You don't have any right to complain about who I date anyway. I point at her directly. After giving an angered face, she stands up without a sound. That's odd. I thought she would yell back at me, but instead she appears very uncomfortable and looks away. Even I didn't want to say this, but it's just... I get a bad feeling from her. If it was anyone else, I would just be resigned to it. But for you to be ensnared by her... Doesn't that make me just a big fool? I don't know why, but she regretfully bites her lip as she says those words. That's why I'm saying she's nothing special. What's wrong, Akiha? You seem a little strange. That's enough. If you want to do as you please, then feel free, Nissan. Aww. Akiha storms noisily out of the lobby. I don't understand anything at all. Oh, Shiki-san, that was horrible of you. Gohaku-san gives a disappointed sigh and starts walking after her. Poor Akiha-sama. If you're going to bring your lover, please bring someone more normal. If you did that, Akiha-sama would have understood. Kohaku-san disappears toward the lobby after Akiha. Fourth period class is about modern society. The mood in the classroom is somewhat lighter than usual before lunch. Today is Wednesday, my dudes. Sorry. So there's one less hour of classes than usual. Oh, hey, Nick. After lunch, there's homeroom and an hour of deciding what to do for the culture festival. What's more, tomorrow is a school holiday, so after this fourth period is over, it's practically vacation already. It's only natural for everyone to be waiting at the end of class bell to ring. Sleepy. I give a big yawn. The class is completely unchanged. The whole day progresses with nothing out of the ordinary. Come to think of it, I've been through so many strange experiences, I almost feel odd just sitting in class. And after classes are over and night falls, I'll have to go out once more with Arcueid. Thinking of that, I really don't have the time to be fooling around here. I look at my reflection in the window glass. Tohno Shiki's face seems to be happy for some reason. I tighten my expression. It's not like roaming the streets with Arcueid is fun, so why am I acting like this? Arcueid. There's really something wrong. Looking out the window and into the rear courtyard, I can see an illusion of her. I can see an illusion of her waving her hand at me and saying, "Hey." Hey, wait a minute. What? I push myself onto the window and look down. I can only see the very edge of the rear courtyard, but without a doubt, Arcueid in her usual manner is at my school. I look around the classroom. Fortunately, there's no one who noticed the strange foreigner waving to me. What is she thinking? I moan to myself as I clutch my head. But complaining does me no good. There's about 20 minutes till lunch. What are you going to do, Shiki? If you leave her alone, who knows what she'll do? Go to the courtyard now. Pray she doesn't do anything until classes are over, or I don't care, I'll ignore her. I mean, she came all this way, right? Might as well go to the courtyard. That's right. Preventable disasters should be stopped before they happen. Before she can start any interesting trouble, I have to take her off the school grounds. Sensei, I feel my anemia coming, so I need to leave. I raise my hand, and after getting permission from my teacher, I fly out of the classroom. Ah, you're here! That was a pretty fast sprint. You're looking pretty lively this morning, Shiki. My jaw hangs wide open. As I sprint into the courtyard, Arcueid greets me with her usual radiance. It's smaller than I expected. I thought a school would be much bigger than this. Yeah! I grab Arcueid's arm. You, come with me! Dragging Arcueid behind me, I dash to a place where people won't see us. Hey! What are you doing, taking me here all of a sudden? This place is no fun at all. Arcueid seems to be disappointed in this place, but it's not like school is a really interesting place to begin with. What are you doing? That's my line, Arcueid! I let go of her arm and thrust my index finger towards her face. Eh? What do you mean? I'm asking why you're walking around during daytime, and why you came to my school. You haven't even healed yet, so why can't you just settle down and rest? But since you said you would help me, I thought I would look for clues during the day. I didn't want to make you do any extra work. Don't worry about that. Since I said I'd help, any extra work we'll do together. So just forget about it. Jeez. You're weakest during the middle of the day, yet you still leave. Do you enjoy making me worry? I'm sorry. No, as long as you understand, it's okay. Arcueid? I'm sorry for making you worry. No, actually, thanks. I think my heart beats loudly. Hold on. Anyway. Arcueid apologizing like this. It's a bit out of the ordinary. Or, I think, terribly cute. But you're at fault too, Shiki. I was watching for the longest time from the courtyard, but you never noticed me. I didn't know how to get inside, so I was thinking about dashing up to where you were. Dash up? You mean to my classroom on the 3rd floor? Yes, footing wouldn't be difficult on the veranda, and it's really easy to jump up there. I take it all back. As usual, she completely lacks any common sense. Good. That wouldn't have been pretty if you did that. I breathe a sigh of relief. I don't think many people noticed her. In the first place, there's only a few desks that can look out into the courtyard. And? So why the heck did you come to my school? You said you were looking for clues. I just felt something from around here. Then I picked up your scent and realized it was your school. So you weren't thinking and you just came for no reason. I give a frown. Is she a dog or something? Well, excuse me. I came here for a reason. There's hardly any traces of the dead here, so I wanted to see it for myself. Really? But if there are no traces of the dead here, then shouldn't this place be unimportant? There's no one at school at night, so if the dead wanted some prey, they'd go downtown, not to a school. Well, that does make sense. There's nothing strange here. I can't really sense the dead, but since my eyes see death, I can't tell without— whoops, that's Shiki. But since my eyes see death, I can't tell without taking off my glasses. I see. If you say so, Shiki, then there's nothing strange about this place. Perhaps. Not perhaps, definitely. Arcueid looks like she doesn't believe me. And then, the chime rings, announcing the end of the 4th period. Oh no, is it lunch already? Even though most people don't stay by this grove, since it's lunchtime, there'll be lots of people walking by. Anyway, if we stay here any longer, people will see us. I'll keep my promise for sure, so just go home and rest. We may see the enemy tonight. Oh? You sound like you want me out of here, Shiki. She starts to look angry again. That's just your imagination, so hurry on back. Otherwise, things might get a little hairy. Go, go. I push her from behind. Though her eyes indicate she wants to say something, she just leaves silently. After watching Arcueid leave, I return to the courtyard. What is it? Someone is looking this way. Oh shit! Senpai? No mistake, it's Seal Senpai. But why is she making that expression? She has a fearsome expression that almost makes me doubt it's actually her. Senpai! I call out to her as I run. Senpai simply stands there, watching me. What are you doing here? The same for you, Tohno-kun. What were you doing there? Lunch has just began, so for you to be back here, you must have skipped 4th period class. Of course not. I just flew out of the classroom, that's all. Oh. Senpai answers without any enthusiasm. It's her normal smile, but it seems like she's glaring at me. More than that, did you eat lunch yet? If not, would you like to eat with me? I don't know if that's her or me. Would you like to eat with me? Okay, that was Shiki. I try and play it off casually. I'm sorry. I already have someone else. Please ask me some other time. For an instant, she looks incredibly down as she says that. Senpai? What's wrong? You don't look too well. No, that isn't it. It's just that... It's true that fun things end rather quickly, Tohno-kun. She gives a brilliant smile, in contrast to before. With that, she walks inside by herself. As expected, the debate over what to do for the Culture Festival is a stormy one. Since everyone's opinions are different, the decision gets postponed until next week. By the time it's over, it's late in the afternoon. Everyone gets up tiredly from their chairs and leaves the classroom. Well then, there's nothing to do in the classroom. I should get ready for I should get ready for tonight and go back into the mansion. I don't swing by anywhere else and head right back to the mansion. The sun hasn't quite set, so Akiha probably isn't back yet. That Akiha. I wonder if she's still mad like this morning. Well, that can't be helped either. I can't tell her the truth, so I'll probably just continue to be hated as a terrible older brother. This screen sucks for reading. Oh my god. Welcome back, Shiki-sama. Hisui bows as I enter the mansion. Yeah, I'm back. Thanks for greeting me, Hisui. It's been a week since I've come back, but I'm not used to this yet. Akiha isn't back yet? No. She told me to tell you she would be back especially late tonight, so please eat dinner on your own, Shiki-sama. I knew she'd still be angry from this morning. I slump my shoulders as I start to walk to my room. And then... Shiki-sama! Hisui looks around the lobby before she speaks again. Forgive me for asking an awkward question, but will you be leaving tonight again, Shiki-sama? She fixates her emotionless eyes on me. I think she simply wants to know what time I'll be back, because she's so dedicated of a servant. But letting her know means Akiha would know. I should... Still, I'll tell Hisui the truth. No, I can't let anyone know. I might, like... Why would I not be able to let anyone know? Because they would find out how late I'd be back once I get back. I mean, the truth is I'll be back awful late. That's the truth. Well, I guess technically the truth is he doesn't know how late he'll be, right? Because if he gets in a big fight that lasts until morning, he won't be back until, like... He might not even know if he lives. That's the truth. I don't know. I'll tell her the truth, but I don't know. I don't necessarily know what he means by the truth. That's right. No matter how hard I try, I can't hide it from Hisui and Kohaku-san, who are in charge of maintaining the mansion. So the least I can do is let them know when I'll be gone every night in the following days. Yeah, to tell the truth, I'll probably leave for a number of nights starting now. I swear I'm not just playing around or doing anything bad. Akiha will probably end up hating me, but I can't stop now. Yeah, the vampire's still somewhere in town preying on victims. As a person who lives here, I can't just pretend like I didn't see it. I know it's a burden to you, Hisui, but please overlook it. I don't know what time I'll be back, so please just leave the gate unlocked. Shiki-sama, are you saying you will not tell us why? Yeah. Sorry, Hisui. You could think I'm just totally irresponsible, but please don't ask. I don't want to have to lie. No. You are my master. A servant does not despise her master like that. She speaks plainly, and without any expression. The conversation ends, and I go up to return to my room. Please wait. Oh, that's Hisui. Forgive my impertinence, but... After cutting off, she tightens both of her hands as she looks over at me. If you would like me to, Shiki-sama, I can keep your leaving a secret from Akiha-sama. You mean, you're not going to tell? Yes. After dinner, it is extremely rare for Akiha-sama to leave her room. Ne-san and I are responsible for conducting a patrol right before she sleeps, so if I do not tell the truth, she will not know. Yeah, that helps. It helps, but is that okay? Isn't she your employer? I told you you are my master, Shiki-sama. I'm kind of happy. I always have to tell her to stop adding sama, but at times like this, I think I'm incredibly lucky. How can I help but be happy? Yeah, that helps, so if you can, please do so. Then, please use the rear entrance tonight. The front entrance will be locked, but if you have the key and use the servant's entrance, you can come and leave undetected. Oh, there's a servant's entrance. No wonder I never saw you leave through the gate. No, the only one who uses that is Ne-san. She has the key, so I will get it to you later. Well then, she says, after which she bows and then disappears. All right. Help just came from an unexpected source. With this, it seems I can keep my promise with Arcueid without worrying Akiha. After dinner, I go back to my room. It's almost 10 o'clock. While I was eating, Hisui placed the key on my desk. Now then, shall I go? Placing my knife in my pocket, I leave my room as quietly as I can. It's probably because of all the recent murders, but it's only 10 o'clock, and there's no one in the park. The empty night hangs overhead. There, a white figure stands. Shiki! As soon as she sees me, Arcueid angrily yells at me. Hey, what time do you think it is? You're 20 minutes late. It seems she came here right on time. Yeah, sorry. I left before 10 o'clock, but it took some time trying to leave the mansion without Akiha noticing. I'll definitely be on time next time, so please forgive me. Jeez. You don't seem to realize we're going to go killing. Arcueid practically pouts. Don't tell me. She was waiting long before the promised time? Arcueid, since what time are you waiting for me? Me? I came here as soon as I woke up, so... Arcueid thinks over. Probably since 7 o'clock. 7? You were waiting for more than 3 hours? What in the world is she thinking? Coming 3 hours early? It seems I'm strange. As if truly amazed, Arcueid mumbles to herself. Well, I'm partly to blame because I was late. But don't you have some issues too? If you come before the agreed time, then of course you'll have to wait. Hey, that's something entirely different. The fact that you were late doesn't change. Well, that is true. But why did you wait 3 hours? If you had that much time, couldn't you just gone back to your room? I don't know why either. It somehow was fun, and while I was thinking it was nice to wait for you, it was already 10 o'clock. Fun? Why? Who knows? Didn't I say I didn't understand it myself? Maybe because you killed me. At that time, something broke that couldn't be healed. I think it strains myself, but I can't understand what's broken inside me. Having her say that is very troubling. Having sliced her into 17 pieces, if she says there's something wrong, all I can do is apologize. It's okay. We don't have much time, so we can't waste time talking about pointless things, Shiki. Yeah, saying that really helps me out. But if you're ever late again, I'll just have to go to your house and pick you up. You're the one who couldn't keep the promise, so you'll have no complaints, right? No way! I'll keep it, but random unfortunate circumstances like today could happen at any time. If I'm late, that'd be the last thing you should do. Look, don't come to my house, even if it's a mistake. What's more, Akiha doesn't know about all this, so please, don't make things more complicated than they are. Akiha? Your sister that doesn't look at all like you? You've said a little too much, but yeah. I see. You're that scared of your little sister? Shut up! I just don't want to worry her. At the very best, I'm a brother to her, so I don't want to tire her out even further. You really are sweet to your sister, Shiki. I'm basically nice to everyone. Well, recently there's been an exception to that. That's me. You're always dense. That was an insult, not a compliment. Not at all. To you, I'm an exception, right? How could I not like that? She smiles again. A child's smile, bright and carefree. If I keep seeing that, I'll lose all my venom. I'm tired all of a sudden. Let's start looking for the vampire, Arcueid. Yes, it's about time. Then we'll start walking around town. Paragraph break, but then I guess that's her. Shiki, I want you to take off your glasses, but is that alright? Take off my glasses? Why? It's hard to notice them with just me. I can sense the presence of humans and non-humans, but that won't help me find the vampire. All I can sense is the presence, but with your eyes, you can quickly tell between living and dead beings. So it's a waste if we don't use what we have, right? Certainly I can understand what she's saying, but taking off my glasses means... I know. Even I could feel your eyes getting I know. Even I could feel your eyes getting stronger these past few days. And if you keep doing this, it may not be good for your health. I'm still saying despite that. But the choice lies up to you. So I'm not going to force you. If you think it's alright to do so, take your glasses off and follow me. Take off my glasses and walk around town? I haven't done that since I received these glasses 8 years ago. In the first place, the things I see without my glasses give me such a headache. It'd be easy to imagine what would happen if I walked around town. But still, just like Arcueid, who keeps going even though her wound hasn't healed, Tohno Shiki should do the same and pay back his debt. Arcueid, I'm fine. Isn't it just a headache? Compared to the pain her body must be feeling, this is nothing. It's fine. I can take off my glasses. It's a small price to pay to make our search easier. I see. Then let's go, Shiki. Arcueid turns around and starts walking. I take off my glasses and I follow her. I follow Arcueid. I haven't walked in scenery so riddled with lines since my since my hospitalization back then. Strangely enough, I don't get a headache. It seems just seeing them won't cause it. It's not the thin lines in the buildings, but seeing the lines on people walking by that makes me sick. Before, I thought they were just lines that were easy to cut along. But now I know they're the death of things. That's why I feel disgust first. It's not that those figures of people scribbled over with lines are disgusting. Just seeing that humans are in existence so close to death makes me feel like throwing up. We walk past the nighttime streets. Arcueid doesn't say anything. She just continues to stride forth resolutely. We walk for hours in the midst of town. In the end, we don't see one apparition, not one person wrapped in death. Shiki, you can put your glasses back on. It seems like no matter how much we search tonight, it'll be useless. Arcueid concludes with a sigh. I put my glasses back on. My vision returns back to normal and I relax. Useless? Is it okay to just decide that all of a sudden? We've only looked everywhere once, right? No, just once is enough. The presence of the dead tends to linger around a place. I haven't sensed any of them around at all, so there aren't any that are active. The enemy is on alert now that most of the dead are defeated. Seriously, he really is a coward. I was so prepared to finish it all tonight, but it appears he still wants to play hide and seek. Arcueid bites her lip, dissatisfied. You look like you're in a bad mood, Arcueid. Of course I am. You went through such trouble to help me, but it's all meaningless now. Well, I really don't mind. If you're that dissatisfied, I don't mind going out to look again. Maybe if I concentrate more, we can find something. That's no good. I can't strain you anymore. Strain? I'm not really straining. You are. You might not realize it, but if you abuse your brain anymore, you might end up disabled. Disabled? Who? You. That's right. You don't exactly know how your eyes work. Okay. You said yourself it was easier to see the death of living things than non-living things, right? Is this Arcueid talking or Shiki? It should be Shiki, because this is her. This is all Arcueid. God damn it. Basically, it's a problem of the circulation of your brain. The circuitry of your brain. The death of things. Being able to see that cause and effect, it's closer to reading than seeing. Everything has a main reason, the one source. It's the same as having a German scientist called the Akashic It's the same thing that a German scientist called the Akashic Record. In other words, in the core of all phenomenon, there's something that records all things. It's less of a record than an existence, so it isn't information. It just exists. It doesn't have any purpose in and of itself, or any direction. It's like a root swirl from which flows out all reasons. Things in this world flowed from that, derived from that, and preserve in their current form. You and I, vampires and humans, we all originated from that. Things become more complex and separate, and cannot return to that original source, the beginning. But you understand there exists the One, right? But no matter how different a form something takes from the great source, it's still a derivative. So even if it's only a slender line, there's a thread connecting to the source. The source of all things, the record that records the beginning and end of all things. Being connected to that means knowing the end of all things. Originally, the brain has the ability to control reception and transmission, but most humans close off all these circuits except for themselves. But there are those people who have their circuits open latently. Without a single use of magic circuits, there are humans who, despite not being of a transcendental race, have the potential to create transcendent phenomena. Magi classify as being psychics. While still human, they are mutants who are born with magic circuits, such as, without any learning of the circuit, someone who can see the death of things. I'm sorry, Arcueid. It appears I can't understand this kind of conversation at all. It's okay if you can't understand, but what I want to tell you is that you shouldn't try to see things that are hard to see. Probably, if you want to, you can see the death of non-living things, but in order to do that, your brain has to open its circuits from the classification of living things to the classification of non-living things in order to understand. That's normally an impossible process. As a result, it overloads your brain, and you'll end up being useless. Useless? You mean these eyes won't be able to perceive death anymore? Of course not! Hey, Shiki, what happens to an engine that blows up from overload? It goes to the junkyard. Once an engine breaks, you can't use it again. Oh, that's it. In other words, the headache I get from seeing death is like the screaming of an engine that's working too fast. You understand? If you can just see it, it won't be a problem. But stop trying to see things you can't perceive. The blood vessels in your brain will burst, and it'll all be over. I'm speechless. I've been living like this without realizing the seriousness of it all. You really have to thank the mages who gave you those glasses. Psychics use their abilities without realizing how dangerous they are, and end up disabling themselves. Well, those kinds of people are often incompatible with society, so maybe that's just for the best. It seems like that's the reason I'm here. I'll let you go back to living the life you had before. Sensei said that, and gave me these glasses. I have so much to thank her for. My chest tightens. That person in so many ways really did save me. Huh? I feel a sharp sensation. Not pain, but something strange, like an itch. Shiki? What? What is this? It was really only for just an instant, but it was like something was in my chest. Not understanding, I placed my hand inside my shirt. Wetness. Something is sticking to my chest like ink. What is this? Something's wet. I pull out my hand from my shirt. On my open palms. It's bright red blood. Sting. Another strange sensation. It takes me a horribly long time to understand it's coming from the old scar on my chest. Shiki, that... Yeah, that's weird. It doesn't hurt. And it's not even an open wound, but there's blood all over my chest. It's so... red. A beautiful, unmuddied red that steals my eyesight. Well, it doesn't hurt, so it's gotta be okay. It seems to have stopped bleeding, so there's no need to... Arcueid stares, dumbfounded at my hand. No, more accurately, she stares at the red blood coating my hand. Arcueid? Arcueid doesn't respond. She just starts to breathe heavier. Pant, pant, as if she's trying to withstand pain. Hey, Arcueid! What's wrong? Does your wound hurt? I grab her shoulders, and then she jumps back as if she was trying to escape. Uh-oh. She stares at me like I'm an enemy. Arcueid? Shiki. Short, clipped. Her voice even contains enmity. I never thought about it. She averts her gaze awkwardly. What's wrong? You're acting strange. You still haven't recovered yet? Perhaps. It seems I pushed myself too hard. So, I'll go back now. Yeah. I guess we'll call it a night. Yeah. I'll be waiting here tomorrow. Not looking at me in the eye, Arcueid leaves quickly. I go up the residential hill and arrive at the outskirts of the mansion. It's around 2 in the morning. As expected, I'm totally assailed by sleepiness. I wonder if she's going to be okay. I'm concerned about how she seemed when we parted. It seemed like she wasn't in pain from her wound, but... What is that? It feels like there's some... It feels like there's someone lurking in the shadows, not illuminated by the streetlights. Thump. My heart stops my breath. My blood rushes through my body. The sensation. Certainly there's someone standing there. The figure gets closer and closer. Footsteps. The sound of dry footsteps reaches my ears. Thump. I have a bad feeling about this. Chills race up my spine. The figure draws near. Suddenly, the streetlights shatter loudly. The moon is hidden by the clouds. The whole world instantly turns to darkness. Thump. My heartbeat skips, as if warning me of death. I jump back for no apparent reason. A blade runs through the darkness. Not being able to get away fully, my glasses are grazed by it. They fall to the ground with a clatter. Who? The instant I start to say, "Are you?" the clouds part for a brief moment, and the dark is illuminated. What? A man wrapped entirely in bandages is gripping a knife. The bandaged man goes to attack me again. I quickly ready my knife and stop it. 2 slivers of light shoot toward each other. I can't think calmly. The fact that I'm being attacked causes my mind to panic. Clang, clang. Sparks fly from our clashing knives and scatter into the darkness. I still can't calm down. It's not because I'm being attacked. Clang. I swing my knife to cancel out the one attacking me from every angle. Why? What's surprising is that my body is completely stopping all the attacks in this darkness without a pause. My body's moving by itself. No, that's not it. All my arms are doing is seeking out the lines and points that I can see in the darkness with my glasses off. That's all I can see, so I swing my knife through the dark air after those lines. As a result, the bandaged man's knife is simply stopping mine. In other words, it's not that I'm defending myself, but he's defending himself from me. I can win. I don't know who he is, but there's no doubt. I'm overwhelming him. My blood rages forth from my advantage. I'll win. I'm stronger than him. Because I'm stronger. Because he's trying to kill me, aren't I just returning the favor? Clang! Clang! The sound of ringing metal echoes in the air, and I force him back towards the mansion wall. There. My eyes fixate on the line in his chest, and I thrust my knife forward. Momentarily, for some reason, I see a boy painted in blood and Akiha's crying face. I pull my knife back before completion. What am I? I'm trying to kill someone. Why? My head hurts. My legs wobble, and I stagger backward. As I do so, I empty the contents of my stomach. My chest starts to itch. My head hurts. The old wound in my chest burns. My eyes feel like they're going to burst out of their sockets. Ugh! I can't stop throwing up. The vomit splatters all over the asphalt. And there, the bandaged man comes after me with his knife. Clang. Another collision. My knife shoots towards his. This time, I really defend myself. I know where he's aiming. Since I know, I block him once again with another clang. Clang! 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 Despite not being able to see this knife, due to its speed, I somehow manage to block it over and over. The reason I can defend myself is simple. Because he's aiming where the lines are on my body. So I know where he's aiming at, and they understand more than anyone that having them cut would mean instant death. So I have to defend it. No. Wait. Aiming for my lines? It's the exact opposite of before. That means... Don't tell me he... The bandaged man smiles in the darkness. Thump. My heart rate goes out of control. Feeling some unnameable fear, I stumble backwards. He doesn't pursue me. He just smiles. His bloodshot eyes seem to be saying, "So you finally realized it," as he sneers at me. You can see them. Yes. He also can see the lines. Then, he can also kill someone with one blow. The man laughs. He draws near while laughing. I, even down to my fingers gripping my knife, tremble uncontrollably. Slice. Slice, slice. The sound of flesh being pierced by a blade resounds 3 times. And then a thud. A sound of a body hitting the wall. I can't grasp the situation. The bandaged man was suddenly pierced by 3 spear-like pipes. Not just pierced, but stuck to the wall. Like an insect pinned in a bug collection. You're in my way. I don't know who's talking. It's his voice. You're in my way! His voice grates awfully. At the same time, the 3 spears alight, like candles, and engulf him in flames. An anguished voice in the whirlpool of flames. In the darkness, that scene seems less cruel and almost beautiful. The bandaged man, no, The bandages are burned already. His skin is showing. Wrapped in the flames, the man stares at me, his bloodshot eyes filled only with murder. His black eyes like a weapon bent on cursing Tohno. What? Stunned, I can only watch. He runs off into the distance, still engulfed in flames. The moon reemerges. After those flames, and that cursing voice, everything returns to silence like it was before. I fall to my knees and lean against the wall. I look up at the sky. In the direction where those spears flew from, someone is standing high and far off. There she is. Far away, standing composed on top of the streetlight, I see a familiar figure. Robes like a priest from another country. Clenched in her hand, large nail-like swords. Emotionless, pale eyes. Blue, sky-blue eyes. Senpai? Under the moonlight, I can only make out the silhouette. But she seems to resemble Senpai. Our eyes meet. The standing figure on top of the streetlight suddenly disappears like a ghost. I sit down roughly. Is it relief from my headache fading, or just the lifting of all this tension? Leaning my back against the wall, I start to drift to sleep. Eight. Death. Ooh, spoopy. Give me just a second. How long we been going? What time is it? Alright, so we have been going... about an hour and 20 minutes. Which is to say about an hour, because it took 20 minutes to just get started. So, I'll see if I can go for one more hour. I want to keep things a little... I mean, it's late, so I have to keep it short anyway, but I want to start going a little shorter from now on. Because 3 or 4 hours is a lot to edit. It's a lot to process. Takes forever. Okay. White. The color white summons an old memory. Something forgotten. Something I was supposed to forget. Something my father commanded me to forget. A hot summer day. A blue sky and large columns of summer clouds. The wafting breeze. And the droning voice of the cicadas. The voice of cicadas. Chirp. Chirp-a-chirp. Chirp. Chirp-a-chirp. Chirp. Chirp-a-chirp. So loud I want to die. Cicada shells are lying in the clearing. As if the sun is right by my side. The clearing is roasting. A hot midsummer's day. As if the entire world became a frying pan. Okay, this is a rerun of the dream with Akiha crying. Akiha is crying. Akiha, who would always obediently stay close behind me, is brimming forth with tears. A child lies collapsed at her feet. His white shirt is painted red with blood, and he doesn't move at all. I'm looking down at that. My hands are red, just like that child on the ground. No, that's not it. These hands are red with the blood of that child. Akiha! The adults are coming. After seeing this sight, their expressions change rapidly. What in the... The adults take Akiha away. The child lies there dead. In the distant sky, the white clouds. I'm left alone. Staring at the sky aimlessly. Did you kill him? The adults are yelling at me. They shout my name. The one who killed the child. Those 2 syllables. Shouting as if they went crazy. Just those 2 syllables. Those adults call me Shiki, as my hands are stained in red. I feel like I just saw an old familiar dream. I open my eyes. I'm in my room. After that, after losing consciousness by the mansion wall, it seems like I somehow made it back here. My thoughts still aren't coming together. I remember the whirling events of last night. That man wrapped entirely in bandages. And now he could see the lines just like me. After he was impaled by those swords, his body burst aflame, and with a voice that sounded like his dying curse, he ran off. After that, I can only remember things vaguely. The figure on top of the streetlight. The figure that saved me. That seemed to resemble Seal-senpai. Yeah, right. It can't be true. I finally wake up. Putting on my glasses, I get up in bed. The clock says it's past 8. Normally, I would have long since eaten breakfast by now. But today's a school holiday. Hisui isn't here. The figure of Hisui standing before the doors like a shadow, is nowhere to be seen. I'm sure she came here many times to wake me up, but I never did, so she probably went off to do other duties. I let out a deep breath. After I parted with Arcueid last night, the events afterwards were beyond my comprehension. That bandaged man, and that figure that helped me, they're just not things I can understand no matter how much I try. Whatever the case, I have to meet Arcueid tonight. She has to be able to give me more answers. Oh, that was him talking out loud. Oh well. I'll talk to her about these strange things, but for now, I have to just return to my normal life or I'll go crazy. Alright. First things first. Time for breakfast. People can't do anything on an empty stomach after all. Shaking the sleep from my body, I go to the sitting room. On the second floor east wing hallway, I see a dark uniform. It's probably Hisui. It seems like Hisui was leaving Akiha's room. I guess we'll run into each other anyway, so it won't hurt to give a greeting. Hey, Hisui! I call out to her. Hisui realizes I'm here and quietly walks over to me. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Yeah, morning. Sorry for just waking up whenever I felt like it. I apologize as well. I should have been there before you awoke. Please forgive me. Hisui silently bows her head. Being apologized to like this after I left in the middle of the night and managing to get back to my room, I suddenly feel like the worst person in the world. There's no need to apologize. I didn't wake up at the usual time, so it's my fault. It's okay if you want to voice your complaints. Voice my complaints? Yeah. My friend always says I'm always a lazy bum. And he always tells me an occasional whack to my back is a good way to set me straight. Hisui stands there, thinking silently as she stares at me. It's like that for about a minute. She doesn't even blink, but just stares at me. I knew forcing Hisui to do such an ordinary thing would be impossible. Don't worry about it. Just forget it. More importantly, I'm kinda hungry. Is breakfast ready? Ne-san went outside. Your breakfast is ready in the dining room. Oh, in that case, I'll go have some food. Sorry to bother you while you were working. After saying a quick goodbye, I head downstairs. Just try to relax a little bit. After breakfast, I return to the sitting room and come face to face with Hisui. This isn't helpful. And come face to face with Hisui. That was good. Thanks for making such a great breakfast every morning. I bring my hands together in thanks. Preparing meals is Ne-san's duty. If you wish to compliment the meal, please tell Ne-san instead. That's true, but your duties are really completely separate? Such as like today, when I only slept in. I thought you might make it. Shiki-sama, are you saying the breakfast was not to your taste? Her words are so off-topic, it's troubling. Does she think I was saying I wanted her to make breakfast because the breakfast tasted so bad? That's not it. Even cold, Kohaku-san's cooking is delicious. But I like it when it's warm. And it'd make me really happy if I got to taste your cooking, Hisui. I cannot do that. Shiki-sama, I refuse to cook for you. Her eyes suddenly take on a challenging look. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do. You do so much for me already. Still silent, she faces me as if she wants to say something. What could it be? Is it something that's difficult for her to say? What's wrong, Hisui? Did I do something bad without realizing it again? Hisui shakes her head no. She just stands there silently. Then I'll go back to my room. If you need me, please call for me. Oh, that was her talking, sorry. Or maybe that was me? I'm not sure. Later, I say as I start to walk out of the room. But before that, Hisui walks towards the lobby. Shiki-sama. This may be impolite, but I wanted to fulfill your request to the best of my ability. Huh? She looks directly at me. This morning, I came to realize how powerless I am. Huh? 7 times. I called out 7 times, but there was no response. Is this acceptable? 7 times? What do you mean? I'm totally lost to what she wants to say. She turns around. To say it candidly, I think you are very dense, Shiki-sama. Ooh, Hisui disappears into the lobby, with her footsteps trailing in the air. Huh? Left by myself, I blurt out stupidly. After thinking to myself for a while, I finally realized what she was complaining to me. It's okay if you want to voice your complaints. I said that earlier. That was my request. Yeah, there's no mistake. Hisui was thinking about it the whole time, and was waiting for in the sitting room just to tell me. Well, that is a complaint, but... She said it, but saying dense is just a little too blunt, right? I don't really want to think it, but does Hisui really hate me? I go back to my room, but I don't really have anything to do there. So, just a second, I'm a little confused because I'm pretty sure the previous episode there was a point where Hisui was acting suspicious and said something along the lines of, like, I prepared breakfast for you. And then later, Tohno ate and, like, said that Kohaku was the one who made breakfast. And I don't know that that was a typo, but now Hisui's saying, I'll never cook for you. So, like, I don't know. Something going on with Hisui. Thinking about what I should do next, I decide to walk around the mansion I haven't explored in 8 years. I arrive at the lobby. Come to think of it, I was always getting yelled at for playing in the mansion as a kid. I'm no kid anymore to play in the mansion, and my old man is also gone. I used to get excited just walking the hallways when I was a kid, but now I don't feel anything at all. For some reason, I aimlessly wander around the mansion to confirm my childhood memories. The hallway stretches out quite a long distance. When I was a child, I believed this hallway would go on forever. The mansion seemed as large as a castle, and every day I would walk a bit around the mansion and carve my name on the wall, the pillars, or the floor. It was a sort of game I would play with Akiha to see who could take over the mansion. Saying that wherever I put my name became my territory, it really was just the two of us walking around the mansion and carving our names here and there. Oh, here. Still here. On the handrail by the stairs is carved the name Shiki. It was probably because of these games my old man forbade us from playing outside the mansion. Anyway, if I look close by, I can see both my name and Akiha's all over the place. The spacious mansion. While I used to think it was like a giant castle, now it almost seems like an abandoned haunted house. Because I've grown up since then. Akiha and I, we're not the Tohno Akiha and Tohno Shiki that we were then. I go outside. Come to think of it, most of the time we spent was playing in the garden. Since Akiha was obedient to that old man, unlike me, she could only play outside about 30 minutes a day. And still, she usually just stayed behind us, watching and listening. But she would energetically run out with us, and compete with us in whatever games we would play. Perhaps her personality stems from those times. She might have suppressed herself in front of that old man. But still, Aki has changed too much since then. Maybe these 8 years were a longer time than I thought. I go to the courtyard. Outside, the walls are also inscribed with names. Shiki, Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, 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 Shiki. The ratios are like that, and the name Shiki appeared 4 more times. I suppose Akiha was just a girl, so she couldn't keep up with a boy. Jeez. It would have been better if I'd held back a bit. Cursing myself from that time doesn't change the number of my scribbles. If this was the case, I probably made Akiha pretty angry, considering how much she hates losing. I see. Maybe she's taking it out on me now. I'm sure she's not the kind to do that, but if she did, it's a little cute. I'm an older brother stupid for his little sister. Yeah, I really am. Well then, with a nostalgic, peaceful feeling, I stroll through the courtyard. Hisui? As I come to the rear courtyard, I see Hisui's figure from behind. Hisui doesn't realize I'm here. What is she doing, going into the woods like that? A bit curious, I follow her from a distance. And where Hisui headed to, there seemed to be a small clearing. Huh? There's a clearing in that place? Tilting my head to the side, I try to remember, but for some reason my memory is a bit vague. In the forest of the mansion, I can see a clearing as if the trees were cut there. No, can see is not quite right. If you walk by normally, you probably would never notice it. If Hisui didn't walk there, hidden enough by the surrounding trees as it is, I would never have noticed it, even if I had lived here all my life. Was that always there? If it was, we probably played there as kids. To say the least, I don't remember ever playing with Akiha in the clearing. I feel like I've never been there before. After thinking for a bit, I decide to go into the clearing. The clearing doesn't strike me as anything out of the ordinary. I don't see any sign of Hisui. What's this? Just an empty place. I walk to the middle. It really is just an empty space. The perfectly level open ground. The deep woods enclosing the area. The voice of the cicadas. And the strong summer sunshine that feels like it could dissolve. Summer sunshine. Ouch! The wound on my chest starts to hurt. It's like stabbing. This pain. That feeling like a kitchen knife stabbing my chest. Chirp. Chirp, chirp. The cicadas are chirping. Chirping constantly. What is this? From somewhere, I can hear the voice of cicadas. But it's autumn now. The summer sunshine bathes everything in white. Columns of summer clouds in the far sky. I can practically see the voices. At my feet, discarded shells of cicadas. Discarded shell. Someone's discarded shell. My wound opens. My chest becomes painted a dark crimson. Black vermilion soaks both my hands. Someone's crouched silhouette. The approaching footsteps of a young girl. The columns of clouds in the far sky. The discarded shells of cicadas. Then, in front of me, the crying face of Akia, who's drenched in blood. The cicadas are chirping. Voices which try to pierce my eardrums. Voices of the cicadas. My chest hurts. I feel sick. My wound has healed a long time ago. Why does it hurt so much? My chest is broken. The old wound opens. Blood flows forth from the opening. What is this? My wound. It hasn't healed at all. It hurts. I'm scared. This is the impulse called death. My consciousness sinks. My wound hurts. My body collapses to the earth with a large thud. I can hear voices talking. Akiha-sama, are you sure you're not going to call the doctor? Don't be stupid, Hisui. There's no way I could do that since Nisan's wound isn't normal. Akia and Hisui are talking. This is Shiki's room. It looks like I'm sleeping in the bed. I planned to say yo and get out of bed, but I can't move at all. My chest doesn't hurt anymore, but my body feels heavy as lead. All I can move are my eyes and mouth. Just what in the world are you trying to do, Hisui? You know not to let Shiki go near that place. Please, forgive me. This can't be solved by apologizing. You were assigned to serve Nisan to avoid this kind of situation. So what were you doing? Completely different from her usual manner, Akiha gives a full vent to her anger. In comparison, Hisui is accepting the scolding, looking down silently. I'm not sure how this all came about, but I can at least tell that Hisui is being yelled at because of me. Answer me, Hisui. What were you doing, and where were you... what were you doing, and where were you all day long? Hisui doesn't respond. The air grows tenser between them. Biting her lip, Akiha takes a step towards Hisui. Even I can understand that Akiha intends to hit her. Hisui seems to know this as well, but just as she stands with her head hung in shame, ready to receive it. Hold on, Akiha. Nisan, you're awake. Yeah, you were so loud I woke up. Akiha looks away uncomfortably. Hisui still keeps looking down, not even trying to look at me. You know, you shouldn't let it out on Hisui. I don't know the circumstances, but this has to do with me collapsing, right? It's not her fault. I just collapsed on my own. I strain hard, and somehow manage to lift the upper half of my body off the bed. But that's all I can manage, and I don't think I can even move an inch more. But since Hisui is depressed, I have to force myself to act as fine as possible. Honestly, getting into a fight over me? Even if you look like an adult, you're still a child. But you completely fainted, Nissan. You were out for more than 10 hours, and nothing like this has happened before. If you never woke up, what would I have done? Idiot. Don't say things like that. Wasn't this just anemia? Huh? It's 10 o'clock already. Yes, you were unconscious since noon. She speaks hesitantly. I wasn't worried about me, but my promise to meet with Arcueid in the park at 10 o'clock. Oh no, I have to go. Akiha, I have to go, so I'll leave the rest to you. Don't bully Hisui, okay? Don't say such stupid things. I won't ask where you go every night, Nissan. I won't ask, so please don't, at least tonight. Take it easy on your body tonight. I'm okay. This is pretty regular. When I was in middle school, I used to collapse twice a day. You know that, right, Akiha? That's why I'm more worried. Nissan, please listen to what I say. At least just for tonight. She looks at me in the eye with a serious expression. I do as Akiha says. No, I have to push myself to see Arcueid. Okay. So as someone who promised to help Arcueid, I probably should keep my promise. But there's a chance that if I push my body too hard, I might hit a bad end. I don't know if there are any bad ends, actually. Or I could do as Akiha says. I don't know. But if I do as Akiha says, ain't no fucking way Arcueid's gonna have the patience to not just come here and pick me up. I can't leave her waiting at night. That'd be rude. I'm happy she's so worried about me. But I can't break my promise with Arcueid. Yesterday, she waited 3 hours for me. That's not the whole reason, but with just my usual anemia, I don't want her to keep on waiting. All right. I'll go to sleep for today. Saying that, I lie down. Really? You're not going to sneak out of the room later? Hey now. Do you think I could sneak out of this place? Yes, come to think of it, that is true. Akiha breathes out and visibly relaxes. Hisui, tell Kohaku that Nissan is awake. Nissan, what about dinner? Oh yeah. No, tell Kohaku-san I'm sorry, but I don't think I can eat right now. I'm just gonna go to sleep. I understand. Then Hisui, tell Kohaku that. Still looking downcast, Hisui nods and leaves the room. Then I will go back to my room. If anything happens, please call for me. No matter what time it is, I'll come right away. Akiha turns off the lights and leaves the room. Sorry, Akiha. Saying that, I lift myself up. Just lifting myself up causes my consciousness to swim. This isn't like my normal anemia. I know that, but I can't keep Arcueid waiting forever. Knowing her, if I left her there, she'll wait forever. I wobble it to my desk. I take my knife out of the drawer and put on my jacket. Ugh. Dang. Like this. I really won't be able to sneak out. I have to gather up my strength. Just a little more. I can at least run comfortably, or Hisu will find me and take me back to my room. Sorry, Arcueid. It looks like I'll be even later than last night. I sit down on the floor. 1 hour. If I rest for another hour, I'm sure I can leave. He fucking made it. What a boss. I make it to the park before midnight. In the end, even after waiting an hour, my body still hadn't recovered, so it took me an hour to get there. I pant heavily. As my chest heaves rapidly, I look around me. Night hangs over the park. Near the place where we decided to meet, there's a white figure standing. I knew she'd be waiting. I let out a large breath. It seems like Arcueid notices I'm here. She walks straight towards me. Hey, Shiki, it's already 2 hours past the agreed time. What were... She cuts off as soon as she sees my face. Hey, what's wrong, Shiki? Your face is so pale, and I can't even sense life in you. This isn't normal. Yeah, my anemia acted up again. It happens like that every now and then. Nothing to be surprised about. More importantly, sorry for making you wait for 2 hours. No, I really don't mind, but Shiki, for you to come out in your condition is just weird. Even though she was really angry earlier, now it seems like she's really worried. I made a promise, didn't I? I said I'd help you, so I'm not going to skip out on you. That makes me happy, but Shiki, you don't seem to understand your body at all. You don't need to tell me that, Arcueid. I've been carrying this recurring anemia for 8 years now. I'm pretty sure I understand my body. No. You don't understand how unstable your life is. I sensed it earlier, but now I know clearly. Shiki, you are always standing close to death. I don't know if it's a reaction to your mystic eyes of death perception or not, but you're walking on the thin line between life and death. Saying that your anemia this time isn't a big deal because it wasn't a big deal before is a big mistake. She looks directly into my eyes coldly. Look, Shiki, your resistance to death by external means is higher than that of most people. That is probably because you've already faced death once before. But on the other hand, you almost have no resistance to death from internal causes. That anemia of yours, it wouldn't be strange if you die from it. What are you saying? Are you saying I'll get killed by something like a cold? Shiki, I'm trying to warn you, seriously. I'm glad you came, but you have to think about your health first. Just go back for now and rest. She draws me closer to her. She really must be worried about me because she's totally defenseless as we get closer. Ugh. Before I can pull back, her chest touches mine. Thump. My head is assailed with another different kind of dizziness than usual. All the things I didn't realize before. The softness of her breasts, here we go. The whiteness of her skin. Her beautiful golden hair. Her womanly charm. Arcueid. Please get away. I'm gonna... Is my camera frozen? No, it's not. I'm gonna just do this for a couple seconds, because if I learned anything from last time, as soon as somebody mentions something even tangentially related to the womanly figure, even though I can't imagine there being an H scene here, he's fucking, like, bleeding and anemic and about to pass out. What? You saying you can't trust the word of a vampire like me? Why are you saying that all of a sudden, idiot? There's no way I won't trust you. Oh wait, no, that's Shiki. There's no way I won't trust you. Liar. Then why can't you look at me? Could you get away from me because of a personal issue? I'm a guy, so if you get this close, it's a little troubling. Giving a small voice of surprise, Arcueid steps back. Phew. For the time being, the racking dual dizziness brought about by my anemia and Arcueid subsides. I guess she finally realized our situation, and she looks at me embarrassedly. Okay, I think we're safe. Uh-oh. Okay. I think we're safe. That idiot. Seeing her do that makes me think she's incredibly cute. This is troubling. I said stop. I mumble that quietly, so not to be heard. Those words are not directed at her, but for me being excited by her. There really is something wrong. No matter how pretty she is, she's a vampire. Just what am I thinking for getting something like that? Anyways, I'm not that beat to have you start worrying about me. Besides, if I was attacked like this at night again, I might really die. So I can't take my time doing this. Huh? Shiki, what did you just say? I said if I was attacked like last night again, I might really die. He's trying to. He's trying too, so we have to find him as soon as possible. Saying that, I suddenly remember. I forgot. Last night, I was attacked by one of those dead. Last night? After we parted? Yeah. He was entirely wrapped in bandages and was waiting for me by the mansion. Arcueid's expression suddenly turned serious. I can't believe it. How could you forget something so important? I couldn't help it. I've been through stranger things today. Oh well. More than that, please tell me in detail what happened, Shiki. With serious eyes, Arcueid interrogates me on what happened. Let's see. I calm down and describe as clearly as I can what happened last night. But I don't tell her that the bandaged man was seeing the lines of death. Why wouldn't you tell her that? I can't prove it, so maybe it might have just been a mistake. Yeah, that's how it was. Finishing my explanation, I read Arcueid's expression. From when I started until now, her eyes remain sharp without any gentleness. So, what is it, Arcueid? That bandaged man, and that person wearing those robes like some priest. Are they enemies of yours? Yes. Both of them are enemies. I don't know just who or what that bandaged man is, but that woman wearing those Catholic robes, I have an idea about. She narrows her eyes, as if she was in a bad mood. No, she looks less like she was in a bad mood, and more like she's irritated. I may know the person who helped you, Shiki. Man, if it's really her, she'll probably try to find the enemy before me. She bites her lip vexedly. Wait a minute. I didn't say that person was a woman, though. No, there's no mistake. That woman is the only agent given authority to hunt heretics alone, and who uses black keys that combine the cremation rite and the steel shell effect. Her irritability is almost like hostility. Even when she spoke about Nervensker, her voice was never saturated with emotion to this extent. Arcueid, the person who helped me, is she a vampire? Of course not! She's a member of those who see vampires as their enemy. It doesn't exist in this country, but there's an organization that considers vampires or beastmen as heretics and goes around killing them. The one who helped you was the most troublesome of that kind. Exorcists. But that's strange. The burial agency wouldn't have sent an agent this soon. Arcueid speaks softly to herself. I can't understand what the hell she's talking about. Exorcist? Like a priest or something? It's not wrong, but it's not quite right either. Well, it would take a long time to explain. Just know for now that there are those who go around exterminating vampires. She tells me just to understand, but... More importantly, why did you fight? You said you'd team up with me, but you'd never said you'd fight by yourself. She glares at me. She seems seriously concerned about my safety. That's not fair, Shiki. Keeping it a secret, having all that fun by yourself. Or not. Now, how did you jump to that insane conclusion? Huh? You weren't trying to hide your monopoly on prey from me. She says something so absurd with a straight face. Idiot, that's not it at all. Fighting him was just a turn of events. Just a turn of events. I don't plan to fight the dead or vampires without you. Oh? What kind of turn of events? My sense of justice as a normal person, or something like that. I kind of regret it now. Justice? She tilts her head as if to say, what's that? Yeah, I was painfully shown yesterday it's just a justification. Back then, when I realized there was a figure in front of me, there was only fear. That thing. That guy. I knew right away he wasn't normal. But all I could do was tremble. And then, I brought out my knife to meet him, and began to fight the death. You can't kill someone using a cheap notion like justice. People kill to preserve their own life. That's the most primitive, simple logic of beasts. That logic at that time. If that person resembling Senpai hadn't come, I probably would have executed that action without hesitating. Arcueid. That person who came to help me. Can you tell me a little more about her? There's nothing more to tell. She's an inquisitor of the church. What I said earlier. The group that's like a nemesis to all vampires. This burial agency. Not so much exorcists as murderers. No, killing machines. Are a specialized group responsible for dealing with heretics. I'm very surprised that their eyes have even reached in the Far East. Arcueid crosses her arms while deep in thought. She looks devoid of emotion, entirely different from before. She's serious. She might be thinking more seriously about this than the enemy she's after. Arcueid, I don't quite understand, but those exorcists aren't vampires, right? Then aren't you their target too? I ask that because I'm a little worried. Of course not. They're only natural enemies of the dead apostles. We don't fundamentally mess with each other, so there cannot even be a fight. But if she is who I think she is, then she has to be armed with the 7th Holy Scripture. There's the danger of her getting there. There is the danger of her getting there first. Getting there first? I can't quite grasp what she's saying. I don't get the details, but it seems like Arcueid doesn't appreciate the emergence of this person who resembles Senpai entering the stage. Well, I guess it doesn't concern me. Well then, now that we're calmed down, shall we begin? I didn't come here for nothing, so maybe we should at least find one of the dead. Jeez, what are you saying with such a pale face? We got off topic because you said something weird, but didn't I tell you to pay more attention to your body? Arcueid glares at me. I didn't think she was before, but she does seem honestly concerned about me. Okay. Your body's more unstable than most people's, so if you don't rest at a time like this, you're risking your life. You pass out a lot, not because of anemia, but because your body understands it's in danger. Your body senses the danger before you do, so it stops working to prevent your body from getting any worse. For real? There's no reason for me to lie, right? Anyway, I warned you. Whether you believe me or not is up to you, Shiki. Up to me? Well, I don't think there's any reason for you to lie to me. As I speak, I sink deep into thought. I always thought I passed out because my body is weak from anemia, but now that she's saying it's because my body's trying to protect me like a safety switch. What is this? Anyway, we won't go investigating tonight. I don't think the enemy will reappear until this wound is healed. And if he appeared by your house without using the dead, that means he doesn't have any left. She says this all severely. If she says so, I can't argue. In the first place, it's impossible for me to go look for vampires by myself. Alright, if you say so, Arcueid. I'll rest for tonight. Yes, please do. Not only did you get attacked last night, but your body's weak right now. It'll be troublesome if you don't sleep tonight and return to your normal self by tomorrow. I see. It's true that I can't really help you in this condition. Okay, I'll get myself fixed by tomorrow. No, that's not it. It's boring talking to you when you're like this, so I just want you to be back to normal, that's all. She almost seems disappointed. I knew it was useless to try to understand her. I'll be heading back to the mansion. See you tomorrow, Arcueid. Raising a hand, I start to walk back. Hey, Shiki! Arcueid stops me. What? Is there something else? Should I escort you home? She averts her gaze and speaks hesitantly. She probably should. In her own way, she really is worried about what happened last night. Thinking that, I guess it's not that bad. Oh. Before I can say yeah, I suddenly stop. Wait. Aren't you forgetting your vow you made just now, Shiki? No matter how pretty she is, Arcueid is a vampire. I can't forget that. If I relate myself to Arcueid more than necessary, I feel I'll cross a line I should never cross. Cut it out. I don't need to be worried. I don't need to be worried by you? Maybe it means, like, I don't need you to be worried about me, or something like that. That's a really weirdly written line. Don't do things that don't suit you, stupid. Yeah. Just a little. Just an instant, Arcueid looks down, but then raises her head. Then, see you tomorrow! Waving her hand goodbye energetically, the white-clothed vampire walks off into the darkness of the night. Okay. Where are we? 2 hours. Alright. We'll go for another 20 minutes to a half an hour and then we'll stop. Although it probably won't end up like that because I won't find a spot to, like, stop at. I don't want... should I stop here? No, I'll keep going. In my dream, I'm staring at the moon. I can't remember where I am or why I'm looking up at it. Maybe I looked up into the night not wanting to see anything, and the moon happened to be there. My back creaks. Coursing through my veins is an image of coldness. A solitary darkness that makes me dizzy. A radiant moon that sickens my heart, Strange. The overwhelming coldness feels more like a sense of nostalgia. Shiki-sama. I can hear Hisui's voice mingling with the morning light. Shiki-sama, it is time. Please wake up. Hold on. Oh, that's how I gotta stop soon. Her infectionless voice wakes me up. As soon as I wake up, terrible things enter my vision. I get a headache like I was just shot in the head. Ugh. I almost lose my just awakened consciousness. Before I fade away completely, I quickly grab my glasses. Shiki-sama? Are you not feeling well? No, I'm just a little tired from yesterday. I'll be alright, so don't worry. Lightly shaking my head, I clear my head of what I was seeing. Last night, I forced myself to keep my promise with Arcueid, so my body isn't back to normal yet. Good morning, Hisui. Thanks for coming to wake me up as always. Sitting up in bed, I do my best to smile naturally. No, this is my duty. There's no need for you to thank me, Shiki-sama. Really, but I am grateful. You're infinitely better than the... You are infinitely better than an alarm clock. I stand up. It's not yet 7 o'clock. About 10 minutes earlier than I usually get up. Breakfast? I'll be there soon, so please go ahead of me. Yes, I will wait for you in the sitting room. Giving a bow, Hisui exits the room. Well then, I'm still feeling a little sluggish, but it's not so bad that I have to skip school. I'm sure after I eat breakfast with Kohaku-san, I'm sure after I eat the breakfast Kohaku-san prepared, I'll feel a lot better. As usual, Akiha is in the sitting room on the sofa, and Hisui is waiting by the wall. Good morning, Ni-san. Did you sleep well last night? Akiha greets me as calmly as... Akiha greets me calmly as I enter the room. She doesn't know I left last night. Since she was so worried, I feel guilty for sneaking out. Yeah, good morning, Akiha. You're up early today, too. No, I'm like always. Ni-san? As if reading my mind, she looks directly at me. Is there something on my face, Akiha? No, that isn't it, Ni-san. Are you really alright? You still do not look well, so if you're still sick, maybe it's just better if you rest today. Oh, that's it. I relax, realizing she did not find out about last night. No, I'm really okay. I'll be better sooner or later, so please don't look so worried. Okay. If you say so, Ni-san, then I will not say anything. She goes quiet, still looking worried. It's quite rare for you to be convinced this quickly. It's not like you. Hey, I'm always sensible. I only warn you because you're the one with the problems. So please do not blame me for your imperfections. She glares at me. Oh, that's more like it. Hey, Hisui. Doesn't it not feel like morning unless Akiha gets harsh? Is it because I suddenly called out to her or because she doesn't know what to say? Hisui neither confirms nor denies my statement. See? Look, Akiha, Hisui thinks so too. Don't be foolish. Hisui doesn't say anything because she's surprised. Wrinkling her forehead in a frown, Akiha glares again. Also, I've always wanted to say this, but you rely on Hisui too much. You've been sleeping since yesterday, so it would have been fine if you woke up earlier. But you always wake up late. Are you slacking off because Hisui does not say anything? You make it sound like I'm causing her trouble. Not like, you are causing her trouble. Hey, don't you think so, Hisui? Hisui still doesn't say anything and stands there quietly. See? Hisui thinks so too. No way. She didn't say anything. Oh, Hisui's silent. But her silence feels like she's agreeing more with Akiha. Oh no! Ugh. I feel like it's now 2 against 1. Shiki-san. Oh, that's, Kohaku. Shiki-san, breakfast is ready! With great timing, Gohaku-san's voice echoes through the room. I'm gonna go eat. I quickly head towards the dining room. Jesus Christ. I feel the silent pressure of the tube behind me drilling into my back. After breakfast, I head back into the sitting room. Akiha isn't there, and Hisui is the only one standing. Huh? Akiha left for school already? Yes. It is also time for you to go to school as well, Shiki-sama. It's already 20 after. I guess I should get going soon. To be honest, I still don't feel too good, but I'm sure I'll return to normal soon. Sorry, Hisui, but can you get my bag from my room? I'm gonna wash my face. As you wish. After getting all my preparations done, I leave the mansion. Holding my bag, Hisui sees me off at the entrance. I'll be going. I'm not sure when I'll be back, but probably by dinner. Yes, I will be waiting. She gives a silent bow. There's a trace of uneasiness in her face. Hisui? Are you feeling sick? No, it's not me, but you do not appear well. I'm unsure if it is a good idea to let you go. She speaks hesitantly. I'm all right. I don't feel great, just a little heavy. Geez, both you and Akiha like to worry a lot. Is that so? If it is just us, then that will be fine, but... Geez. I'll come back early today and rest, so that should be good, right? I won't overdo anything, so don't look like that. Yes. Forgive me, Shiki-sama. She still looks very worried. I'm off. I'll be better by the time I get back, so please relax. Shiki-sama. I ignore her and leave the mansion. The image of Hisui watching me uneasily remains in my head. I head towards school. My feet are heavy, and it feels like I'm in another person's body as I head down the hill. It's probably just the weariness from last night. Even though I would recover right away, my sluggishness doesn't fade. It's 10 minutes until 8. The school gate is flooded with arriving students. By the gate, I see a familiar figure. Seal-senpai. It's a completely normal morning scene, but what I saw that time... If it wasn't for that, it would be a normal morning. Not even knowing what I plan on doing, I chase after Senpai. Senpai! I call out after her. Oh, good morning, Tohno-kun. It's strange meeting you out here. It's weird. Doing, like, the girl voices strains my voice, like, more than, like, doing deeper stuff. Yeah, I saw your figure from behind, so I ran after you, Senpai. There was something I wanted to ask. I sneak a look at her face. Yeah? What is it? She faces me with her usual gentle smile. Senpai, 2 nights ago, were you near my house? In a black coat and a skirt flowing in the wind? What are you talking about? Well, yeah, the high-laced boots suited you. I was kind of fascinated. You looked really cool. Huh? Senpai tilts her head. She frowns like she doesn't understand my words completely, and then denies it. I don't quite understand, but you're saying I was near your house 2 nights ago? Looking like that? Yeah. Senpai, that was you, right? No way! Tohno-kun, are you saying... Excuse me. Tohno-kun, are you saying I look like I really have that much free time? Senpai's really angry. She can't be playing dumb or lying. No, that's not it, but I just saw someone that looked like you in the park last night, so... Senpai gives a sigh. Tohno-kun, that wasn't me. I don't have that kind of hobby. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to ask. Certainly after having her say that, she's right. Seal Senpai and that person last night aren't related at all. In the first place, Sensei's just a normal... Senpai's just a normal person. And if she was actually there, she had to have seen me fight that bandaged guy with my knife. If she saw such a gruesome scene, there'd be no way she could talk with me normally like this. Sorry, please forget about it. I guess it was just someone else. That's fine, but did that person really look like me? That weird person? Well, I'm not too sure. It was dark and far away. Huh? Yeah, it was far and I couldn't make out her face. So why did I think it looked like Senpai? Maybe there's something wrong with me. I cross my arms and think. Then the 10-minute bell rings. Crap, we'll be late! Bye, Senpai, see you later. I dash to my classroom. What time is it? Okay. This is gonna have to be the part where we stop. Create a save. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. So, strictly speaking, from here on out, I'm probably not going to do big 3-4 hour long streams. Mostly because the utility of streaming these, I like having a chat and all that, but it's way too cumbersome to edit. The files are enormous. It's just a big strain on my computer, so I'm not going to be doing huge streams. I'll still do at least 2 hours. Sometimes maybe I'll do 3, but 4 is just way too much for this particular type of thing. So, thoughts so far. Honestly, other than the fight with the bandaged man, not too much happened in the ways of plot. We just got a lot more exposition onto what Shiki's anemia really is, and we got more insight into Shiki's past and the mansion, which is really cool. I did a little bit of snooping just to get an idea of how these routes work and like which route I'm on or whatever. But it seems like the route that I'm currently on, at least I thought, wasn't going to have much in the way of learning about Shiki's family and past and stuff. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it seemed like other routes like the Akiha route or the twins would have more of that. But yeah. Still cool so far. Arcueid's really funny. So... yeah, I think I will do more of this next time we stream. Let me think. My next day off... what's today? Tuesday? Is today Monday? Today's Monday, stupid. So, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So my next day off is Friday. I believe so, anyway. Let me just quadruple check. Yeah, yeah, my next stream will definitely be Friday. I don't think I'm going to be streaming late again like this, unless I just... today was a massive fuck up on my part. I really wanted to stream a lot earlier, but just didn't work out. So yeah, this will be a series. I have finally This is part 4. Next time we will finally break the 4-part curse. On my YouTube channel, I have multiple things that have had like that were intended to be long series or at least completed series, and I never finish. I never finish fucking anything, and I always stop by like part 4. I've never made it longer than part 4. I'm gonna break that curse. There will be a part 5, god damn it. And I will finish Tsukihime. I will at least finish Arcueid's route. That will happen. I would like to do all of them, but it seems like that's going to take a very long time. I think if I was just reading this normally, one would just normally read a visual novel, it probably wouldn't take nearly this long. It would kind of almost be like reading a manga where you just kind of chew through it. But because I'm performing each line out as it reads out, and reacting to it, it just takes a lot longer to get through. This could be like 30, 40, 50 parts for all I know. This is going to be a long-running series. And I don't know... There's other stuff that I wanted to do for November. So I don't... It's very possible we might take a small break from Tsukihime, or if possible, I could do the thing that I want to do in November and Tsukihime, or I could just fucking do Tsukihime and forget my other plans. I was thinking of doing a NaNoWriMo stream where I write a novel on stream and go through my creative process, and like if I could get people to show up, like talk to them in chat and kind of like bounce creative ideas, or like go through my creative process as I outline, as I write chapters, and as I do, because I thought that would be kind of like a cool idea. But that's kind of a thing where like who would care, because people are showing up because it's Tsukihime, and they're staying because hopefully because they like my performance and they like my personality a little bit. But if it's just me, I don't think I'm at a level where I can get people to show up just for me, you know? So I think maybe I'll do that next year. I want to do NaNoWriMo at least once, god damn it. I always fucking skip it. I always either skip it or I fuck it up and I drop out of it, but I want to do it at least once. I don't know. I thought that'd be kind of a cool idea. My voice is kind of shot, huh? That's interesting. I wonder if it was the way I'm sitting that maybe kind of fucked it up a little bit. I'm not sure. But yeah, we will reconvene Friday. Hopefully, normal time, 12 p.m. EST. I was told, strictly speaking, that if I'm gonna stream, because I'm a small streamer, I should stream earlier in the day, because all the big shots stream later in the day, and you can really only watch one stream. So it's easier to get more people to watch if I'm streaming earlier, or just streaming during a time when nobody normally streams. But who knows? Maybe I'm so small that it literally doesn't fucking matter one way or the other. But yeah, so we will reconvene Friday, 12 p.m. EST. Thank you for watching my Tsukihime read-through. I'm really happy with its quality, and I'm really happy with the way it's coming out. Technical difficulties aside. Yeah. Wait. What? Hold on. Huh. Anyway, yeah, I'm happy with how things turned out. Tsukihime Part 1 on YouTube broke 100 views, which is awesome. I haven't been able to do that in months. So I'm really happy with the success of these types of streams. Once I finish Tsukihime, I'm probably gonna move to Fate, or, you know, there's other visual novels that are out there. There's one called Baldur Sky, which looks really interesting. I played a little bit of that a few months back, and I stopped because I'm like, I want to stream this. This is fucking awesome. It's a visual novel, but it's also like a video game with like combos and shit, and it looks really cool. But yeah, that once I'm done with this, either Fate or Baldur Sky will be next, and I'm looking forward to that. And I think, honestly, this is probably going to be my thing. Like, I'm probably going to be the visual novel guy from now on, because this. It's a lot of fun, and it's right up my alley, and it's easy for me to do because I mostly don't have to worry about whether my computer can handle stuff. Um, Other than like, oh, this program is so old it fucking sucks or whatever. Other than that, yeah. So that's all. Thank you for stopping by. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching. And I will see you next time.